Welcome to Don't Sleep on It, Act Now with Doctors Gamaldo and Salas. I'm Dr. Charlene Gamaldo and
I'm Dr. Rachel Salas, and we're both sleep neurologists at the Johns Hopkins Center for Sleep and Wellness.
Man, there is a lot out there about sleep and insomnia.
I know, people are doing crazy things like putting their head in the freezer, putting duct tape on their mouth just to get a better sleep.
I mean, seriously, that's why in this series we will tackle common misconceptions about the management of insomnia and put them to bed once and for all.
Let's get started and talk about one subject that most people are curious about: medications. Many people think that all prescription sleep medications work the same way. Dr. Gamaldo and I will explain why different types of sleep medications have different mechanisms and thus have different effects.
But before we get into the nitty-gritty of how sleep medications work differently, let's take a step back and talk about the brain.
Yes, the brain, our favorite. There are three major players of the sleep-wake system in the brain: the sleep-promoting system, the wake-promoting system, and the orexin system, which acts to stabilize the wake system.
That's right. And the wake-promoting and sleep-promoting systems function as a mutually inhibitory feedback loop.
Whoa, that sounds complex, Dr. Gamaldo.
It's not so bad. Basically, when one of these systems is active, the other is inactive, and vice versa. Let's visualize it, shall we?
How about we take a trip back to our childhoods and imagine these systems working like a seesaw. When the orexin neurons are activated by other systems, they push the seesaw towards wakefulness and stabilize the wake state. Think of orexin as an anchor. While the wake state is active, it inhibits the sleep state.
But when the orexin neurons don't receive input from the other systems, the wake side becomes inactive and the seesaw teeters towards sleep. When the sleep state is active, it inhibits both the orexin neurons and the wake system.
Now that we're all pros and understand the components of the sleep-wake system, how do prescription medications for insomnia act on these systems?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dr. Salas. These medications target signals from one of these three components. Which system they target and how they affect that system can determine the precise mechanism for facilitating sleep.
Some medications work on the sleep side of the seesaw and increase the sleep drive. Others work on the wake side to decrease the wake drive. And finally, there are sleep medications that help to release the orexin anchor that stabilizes the wake system, allowing sleep to occur. From what we covered today, you can see that the statement, "all prescription sleep medications work the same way," is simply not true. Consider this misconception put to bed.
Not only do sleep medications work differently, but also the type of sleep medication that a patient uses may impact how they feel as they fall asleep, the quality and depth of their sleep, and how they feel even the next day.
Well, I don't know about you, Dr. Gamaldo, but I know I'm going to sleep well tonight, just knowing that we're getting the information about sleep out there.
Yeah, and we put it to bed.
We hope that you join us again next time on Don't Sleep on It, Act Now with Doctors Gamaldo and Salas.